Hey everybody, it's P2MG. You might know me in game as Preston with like a little slash to the O. Japanese curry now because I stole his name. So now people ban Captain America. And today I wanted to talk about the 3 strategist comp, and it seems like a lot of people in the community, I've seen a lot on the Reddit and stuff, will like say it's like super strong or whatever. People are like complaining about it, saying it's too strong, and this is going to be like my argument for why it's actually the worst comp in the game and why you shouldn't be running it in your ranked games, because people just try to always force it in mine, and it's actually just really terrible. So why can I speak on this though? Here's my rank on screen. The left 2 numbers are just this season so far. This is taken from like 11 in the morning on the 17th of January. So this is like basically where top 500 is right now. And then last season, all-time best on the right here, that's from me one-tricking Storm in season 0, and this season I am one-tricking Scarlet Witch because I like to play really bad characters and see how high I can climb with them. So the first thing I want to show is I want to bring up a statistical point. So there's a neat website called rivalstracker.com, and it shows team comps and the win rates that happen with them. So here's a picture of every single rank and all the team comps that have enough data to actually make them on here, and their pick rate and win rate for the matches. So you can see here, if you find the first comp with 3 strategists, 44% win rate, and the one below that, 39.41% win rate, and then that's out of 24,000 and 10,000 matches respectively. So it doesn't matter if there's one Vanguard, 2 Duelists, 2 Vanguard, 1 Duelist, they're still like lower than 1-3-2 or 2-2-2, which are 2-2-2 is 52.64 and 1-3-2 is 50%, 50.09. The only positive win rate comps in the game. Then there's 3 Vanguard, 3 Strategists, which is 30%, 3 Duelists, 3 Strategists, which is 25. Then there's 1-1-4, which is 16, but that's just probably, you'll never see that in the higher ranks. Here's a picture of just Grandmaster in the comps. So 2-2-2 again, 52.9% win rate. 1-3-2, 49.7. And then both of the 3 strategist comps here, 47.84, 46.79. Like even like from yesterday, these win rates have now, they've gone down. Like while these are percentages and that might already like confirm something for you, just some caveats to think about is that like there's 4,255 matches of 2-2-2, so there's a larger sample size, and it's like about half of that for the 3 strategist comps. I mean combined it's like 75% of it roughly, like of both the 3 strategist comps, but I still think that the data here is still reliable for the team compositions. Another thing with Rivals Tracker is that you have to enter your own player ID in. It doesn't just track it for everybody. But like, let's say if I put it in and I'm playing in every single Grandmaster match, hypothetically, then it would still track it. So I think it's also still reliable for that reason, where there's enough people that are on it that it has reliable data. Plus it's just scaling up the size of this current sample. So, well, yeah, I just think that this is credible then for those. Another thing I want to talk about with the percentages is that like you have things like Groot and Moon Knight being like somewhat meta right now, the combo, and unless 2 strong support ults are stacked, it'll kill your team through it. So that could be something that counters 3 strategists, but I honestly don't see it played like enough or nearly the same as what 3 strategists is played. So I don't think that's like gonna contribute to this 3% less win rate. Well, it's more than that compared to 2-2-2, but like below 50, I'm saying, for both of the 3 strategist comps. And plus, like that's not really gonna show up in the stats that much. Like, oh, Groot and Moon Knight, like that's another could be that not everyone's like a good support player. So like when people are forcing 3 supports, it might not be to each player's best individual skill expression. Like somebody could be like a DPS player, like only DPS, and then like they flex to strategist because they think it's the meta, then they don't play as well. But I mean, I think supports are Cloak and Dagger's literally auto aim, and she outputs like almost the most healing. I think it might be the most now, but like I've seen some insane numbers now. I don't think it's like a skill thing. Now we're moving on to why I think the comp doesn't work from like a game theory perspective. You're either running 1 tank and 2 DPS or 2 tanks and 1 DPS. And so I think why 3 duelists, 1 vanguard, and 2 strategists places higher is because sometimes duelists can create space similar to what a vanguard can do, just with their presence. So I think that's why that one works a little bit better. But strategists can't really do the same. They're not like space creators unless they're ulting. But then that's like you get that like, I mean, realistically, like a really good support would get it 3 times on like a 4-minute push to point. They'd get their ult 3 times. But that's 3 times to make space, and that's only for like maximum like 12 seconds for a Luna ult, you know? With 2 DPS, you have some damage, but your healers are being targeted. If your healers are being targeted, someone has to leave your front line or stop damaging the front line to peel, which then can get your tank or DPS killed and forcing one of your support ults out. And like the main point of this comp is like you're just like never going to die. But if you're forcing the ults by just pressuring the supports all the time, then what are they supposed to, like your front line just crumbles. It doesn't have like that backbone. And then for 2 vanguards and 1 duelist, 3 strategists, you just like don't do damage. So you just like live forever, but you do nothing. So I mean, that's why it's probably the lowest. With the one-shot ultimates existing in the game, like having 3 supports, like then if you get 1 shot, then your entire ult is gone, and then you lost the entire point of your composition to like infinitely stack support ults or to stack them like a lot. So there's like, what's the point of that? I mean, you can show it. I'll show you in this clip here, like what happens when a one-shot ultimate enters the game when they don't have a tank to block it. They don't have another duelist to kill me. This is what happens. I'll probably do it when they try to contest here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking up right now.
Winner's weak. Can we kill him? Dead. Wolverine, no passive. He's 1.
That was fat, bro. Good shit.
And then I would just like to say, like, just because 3 strategists feels fucking terrible to play into because you don't kill anything and it's not very satisfying, doesn't mean it's good. I mean, we literally see right in front of us, and we just covered it, that the statistics and the reasons for it, like, it's not a good composition. So just because it feels bad, because it does feel bad, does not mean it's like just good automatically. And then here, I'll show you like a full fight of what happened when all 3 of the enemy supports use their ults, and you'll just see nothing happening the entire time. Just absolutely nothing. Now I'd like to segue into this, talking about like streamer opinions, because it seems like I had this was a huge problem, it probably still is, in the game I used to play called Dark and Darker, where like every patch was, the community's response was decided by like the top streamers that wanted to, that had their opinions. But the thing is, the top streamers, they literally play the game for a living. They play it like 8 hours a day. It doesn't really fit the average player. Whatever the streamer said was just echoed by all of their viewers and stuff. So it's just echoing the opinions of streamers. So like, I know there's probably like somebody says, oh my god, 3 strategists is broken, and like you clicked on the video and you watched it, but we're literally looking at it right in front of us, how this comp is actually just not good. So it just takes a little bit more critical thinking. But in a game like this with statistics, we can make better arguments with that data, because oftentimes, and you may have experienced this, using critical thinking and logic and arguments doesn't like sway the minds of people who are like have blind devotion to like a streamer per se, or some sort of idol. they'd rather just like believe in it anyways. So just like take a step back, look at the statistics, and then like make your opinion before you start just playing 3 strategists in ranked games, because it's worse than the other comps. Because like if you look, like if there's 2-3 strategist comps playing against one another, like yeah, one of them will win, so then you think it should be 50, right? But clearly it's losing to the other comps because it has a lower win rate. It's losing to 2-2-2. It's losing to 1-3-2. But yeah, saying that thing about devotion to like streamers and listening to them, just want to like also like make sure to invite you all, like, to don't just take what I covered in this video at like face value is absolute truth. Like if you think I missed something, tell me. But I'm just saying like 3 strategists is just it's not a good composition. And I think it's just troll to play it in your ranked games. I say it in every single one of my matches about the win rate because I'm trying to get people to stop playing it because it's garbage. Especially as a Scarlet Witch main, if I'm left on a single duelist, we just fucking lose pretty much. But yeah, so I'm P2MG, just covered this. And yeah, don't play 3 strategists.